This is major breaking news. The White House just sent a shocking letter to the American people. All right. They sent this letter to members of Congress, and they're telling them that they're flat out going to deny what the American people are asking for and what the country is asking for right now. The White House just sent this letter out, and nobody's asking for this, but they're doing it. They're doubling down, and this just proves that things are potentially going to be exploited. All right, so let's dive into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out so people know what's going on in our country. Right, so the White House just put out this letter in response to the House of Representatives passing a bill. All right, they just passed H.R. 8281. And the White House is saying that this bill is dead on arrival and they are going to veto it if it passes. But this bill is exactly what the American people are asking for, and it's what our country needs right now. So we know that things are safe and secure in our country. All right, and that's exactly what this bill would do. And they're saying they're not going to sign it. All right, so you can see here, this is what the White House just put out a letter for. This is from the Executive Office of the President, the Office of Management and Budget, and says Statement of Administration Policy in regards to H.R. 81 Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. All right, so this is the bill that they are trying to pass to protect voters and the American citizens, and saying that you have to have voter ID and proof of citizenship, which you have to have for every single thing on earth. You have to have it to rent a hotel, to rent a car. You can't even rent a car until you're 25, okay, most places, and you have to have a credit card too, okay? You can't rent anything. You can't rent a scooter or a bike at the beach, okay? You rent one of those four-wheel bike things that you ride around on the beach. You can't even rent one of those without showing your ID, all right? But then you can vote in the most important elections in the entire world, all right? What happens in the U.S. affects everyone else too in the world. And they are saying that they're going to deny this bill. You can see here, it says the administration strongly opposes H.R. 8281. And this is common sense. You have to show your ID for everything, okay? I've had people ID me just buying a lighter. I'm trying to buy a lighter for my son's birthday candles. Okay? People, they want you to show ID for anything. Right? You remember a couple years ago, during the midst of all these things, everyone had to show proof of stuff. Proof of, you know what? Proof of records and things like that. Health records and ID records and all these things. You remember that just a few years ago to get into certain areas. But now, not to vote, though. Not to vote. They're saying that they're going to strike this bill down. So it says they strongly oppose the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, and it is already illegal for non-citizens to vote in federal elections. It's a federal crime punishable by prison and fines. It says the alleged justification for this bill is based on easily disproven falsehoods. Additionally, making a false claim of citizenship or unlawful voting in an election is punishable by removal from the U.S. and a permanent bar to admission. States already have a effective safeguard in place to verify voter eligibility and maintain the accuracy of voter rolls. This bill would do nothing to safeguard our elections, but it would make it much harder for all eligible Americans to register to vote and increase the risk that eligible voters are purged from voter rolls. The evidence is clear that the current laws to prevent non-citizen voting are working as intended, and it's extraordinarily rare for non-citizens to break the law by voting in federal elections. That's what they're saying, okay? And there's some truth in there, but there's also some spin in there, all right? Because how is it hard for you have to have an ID to get a library card, It's insane to get a. We moved here 6 months ago, okay? And to get a library card for my kids to go to the library and get some books, we had to show our ID. We had to show proof of like an electric bill, all this stuff, just to get a library card. Right? So you can't even check books out of the library, public library. Can't do it. All right? But you can vote for the president. It doesn't make sense, the standard that they're setting here. We live in 2024. Everyone has an ID. It's not a real excuse. It's not discriminating against anybody. That doesn't even make sense. So what? Certain people can't get IDs? Because why? Why can't they do it? All right. Even if you're homeless, you can get free IDs. It's not a driver's license, but you can get ID cards. Okay. In most states, they give them out for free. So this is not a real excuse, and it doesn't make sense when we heard this narrative before, how things are sketchy, right? We've heard this from both sides of the aisle, that, oh, there's something going on, something weird going on with the voting or whatever, right? We've heard this from both sides, and this should be a no-brainer. People should just, this is common sense to support this and to not, because a lot of these people that are coming over too, okay, it has been revealed that they're getting signed up for benefits, and they're also getting signed up to vote a lot of the times. Not saying everyone is, but a lot of people that are coming across the border, right, they are being automatically registered to vote. Okay, this has been confirmed a dozen different times. This is happening all over the U.S. Okay, and a lot of these people don't know. They're just given these forms, everything. I've shown it on here before, and they might not even know. They might just think, oh, I'm given this form, it's telling me I can vote or whatever, and they just come over here and they go to the polling station and nobody stops them or checks them or anything, and it's just, they're allowed to vote, or they just send it in by mail. They already have the thing sent to them or given to them, and they just send it in. Okay, so this doesn't make sense that they would be opposing this, all right? And we just set a record at the U.S. border as well. Record crossings at the northern border, all right? So there's been a lot of talk of, oh, crossings are kind of down. Well, they always go down, first of all, in the summer because it's so hot. Did you see the heat temperatures down there in Vegas? It's 120 degrees. Down there in Death Valley is 130 degrees. Okay, in Southern California and Arizona and Nevada. All right, it's brutal. So yeah, there's still almost 200,000 people cumulatively crossing every single month. All right. But the records have been broken at the northern border. People coming in from Canada. People overstaying their visas in Canada too, and then just coming into the U.S. Right? Because Canada has been very open on this policy and allowing a lot of people to come in through a lot of different visa programs, work programs, college, school programs. They have dozens of different programs that people can come over. And a lot of times when these things expire, or people just, it doesn't even expire, they just want to get to the U.S., they're crossing into the U.S., right? And then they get access to the benefits as well, right? They get access to healthcare, Medicaid, Medicare, EBT. There's even prepaid debit cards in some states, like New York, right? So something to think about and be aware of. Why would they deny this, right? It doesn't make sense. And the Speaker of the House, Johnson, he said that there have been over 9 million people that have been let into the country since Biden has been in. 9 million people. That's plenty to sway a vote. plenty to sway a national election, especially with our electoral college system. You can even have more votes and still lose. All right, so there could be people being sent to certain jurisdictions strategically to vote certain ways as well to overwhelm the normal majority there, right? So, and Speaker Johnson as well, he also just brought up the 25th Amendment for Biden, all right? This was just revealed today. He was saying that the 25th Amendment today, Thursday, July 9th, all right? This letter just came out last night, July 8th, sent to the House of Representatives, and House Speaker Johnson said that the 25th Amendment would be appropriate for Biden. All right, so I don't even know if that would be, if they would have time to do that, but I don't think they're going to activate it. I think he's going to the end. I don't think he's going to give this position up. I think most likely scenario is that if he does somehow, I don't know, maybe something's going on here. I'm not saying it is, I don't know. Who knows? But this definitely doesn't look good. This looks very bad, suspicious. But maybe if they pull it out the bag, somehow something goes on. I don't know. Or maybe it's just, who knows? But the most likely scenario is that he resigns after the election and then Harris comes in and takes over. All right, and then she gets to choose a new vice president, and then that vice president has to be approved by the House of Representatives as well. So that's something that they could hold up on their end for a little while too. All right, so they're talking about these things at the highest level. And this letter kind of confirms that they are worried about 2024. Okay? They're worried about it. And they're pushing back on this law or any type of regulations that could potentially, shrink any type of advantage that they have, whether it's good or bad. All right, so let me know what you guys think down below. Please hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out so people know. And I hope you guys are getting prepared and getting ready, because we don't know what's going to happen. We could see a big event. And really quick too, I just remembered this. I just picked this egg out. All right, one of my chicks just laid this egg. I heard her screaming over here right before I did the video. I cleared the eggs out this morning, but then I heard another one squealing. All right, they have a specific sound that they do when they're laying eggs. They start screaming. All right, so I ran over and got this egg right before. But if you want to see my other channel, all right, I have a homestead channel. I just posted a video on there. All right, so go check that out for me if you want to just see some homesteading content. It's no breaking news or anything, but it's just some behind the scenes of what's going on my homestead. I'm going to have stories and things going on, and I just posted a new video on there. So go check that out if you want to. I appreciate that. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.